Hey folks, Tim here from Rockout Videography again. In today's episode, we are going to do a deep dive review of the Behringer B906 dynamic instrument microphone. Is this just a cheap clone of the Sennheiser E906, or is it something more? Is it just a one-trick pony just for recording guitar amps, or is it good for other instruments as well? We actually have two of these mics and have been using them for a few months now. We're going to show you some sound tests and talk about our experiences with these microphones so far, including the live show we recently did where we use them to record the electric guitars. Stick around. It's the Behringer B906 in-depth microphone review. We originally bought the first of these mics as a solution for keeping our Fender Champion 50XL guitar amplifier hooked up and ready to record at all times. We have several good instrument mics, including an SM57, but with limited space in our studio, keeping a small boom stand in front of the amp all the time just wasn't working out. The obvious solution was a Sennheiser E906, but since I'm a cheap bastard, I'm always looking for the most cost-effective solution, so I decided to try one of these Behringer mics. Ours came shipped in a medium-sized box with plenty of protective padding. Inside the plastic case there was the mic, a clip for the mic, and a simple manual. The mic seems fairly solid and it's made from metal and plastic. The XLR connection on the mic positively clicks in place, which is important for a mic that will spend most of its life hanging from a cable. So far, we haven't had any issues with the mic staying in place when mounted upside down in its clip. We left it like this for days when recording sound demos, and it didn't move at all. There are 3 switches on the back side that slightly shift the upper frequency response. It's not really providing a low cut or high pass or high cut when changing the switch position. I just think of it as a treble knob with only 3 positions, down a little, 12 o'clock noon, and up a little. So is it actually a clone of the Sennheiser mic? Looking at the frequency response of each mic as provided by the manufacturers, you can see that they are very close but not exactly the same. When comparing both mics to the SM57, which is what most of us probably want to do, you can see other differences as well. Both the Behringer and Sennheiser mics look very similar and have the same type of 3-position switch. The switch is mostly affecting the frequency response from around 2K to 10K. It may look the same and have the same features, but I would say based on the EQ curve, the Behringer mic is not an exact clone. What makes this design of microphone different from other designs is its flat 90-degree orientation. This allows you to hang it from an XLR mic cable in front of your amp without the need for a short boom stand. This frees up space in front of your amp and prevents some people from tripping over or knocking a stand out of place. So, how does this Behringer microphone sound? I think it sounds good enough that I bought a second one. We have some sound demos to play for you. Everything was recorded using 1 or 2 of our B906 microphones going into our Zoom L20. No compression or EQ on these tracks, they're just synced up in our video editing program. We'll get to a mix with some processing in a little bit. The first thing that comes to mind with this microphone is an electric guitar through an amp. We keep ours hooked up all the time like this. Here's what it sounds like with a bass player trying to play guitar with a few pedals through the clean channel. Okay, can you use this mic on drums? It doesn't work well with this clip. It's just not orientated right. We decided to use a boom stand to get the mic in position and test it to hear how it sounds as a snare mic and how much hi-hat and kick bleed we would get. With two microphones, you can try to record the entire drum kit. We went with the center of the kit trick for the first mic. You could also try one as an overhead. The second mic was used as a kick mic on a short boom just outside the front head. There are a bunch of ways to do a two microphone drum recording. We just picked this way for fun. How about percussion? We have this djembe drum on a stand and use the drum mic clip hardware we usually keep attached to it. This is probably not an optimal setup for this mic, however, the drum moves around a lot when playing it, so a boom stand wouldn't necessarily be better. So can you use this mic to record a bass amp? Not that one. No, not that one either. Let's use this one. Why would you record a bass amp? Why not go direct using a preamp like Samuel's Kaling Press Pass? Maybe you're playing live and don't have a DI box. Maybe recording amps for sound demos is fun. Here's a P bass with round wound strings played with a pick. How about a jazz bass with flats and some finger picking? We'll try another bass later. Does this microphone work well for recording acoustic guitar? We tested it with Samuel's left-handed Indonesian Fender CD100 with the mic positioned at approximately the 12th fret, pointing at the fretboard between where it meets the body and the sound hole. Sort of, kind of. How about recording horns? Our friend Grayson brought his trumpet over. Here's some trumpet with Samuel playing guitar through some pedals into the Fender Champion 50 XL. Now, we need to ask ourselves again, why? Why would we want to use a mic to record a keyboard amp? Why not just go direct from the keyboard or the amp's line out? We wanted to experience the fun that would come from recording our Behringer K450FX with some piano sounds. We also decided to record some organ sounds with our American sound pedal because it makes it sound more dirty and pretentious, but more on that later. Is this mic any good for recording vocals? I'm not sure if any mic is necessarily good for recording my vocals, but I gave it my best shot. Our demo song was recorded using just the B906 microphones on everything. We used both of them to record the drum set through the Zoom L20 and then transferred both the tracks off the SD card onto the computer. We opened a project in Studio One and added everything else one at a time through our PreSonus 1818 VSL interface. Most of this stuff was done on the first take unless there was a really bad screw up, or it took 7 takes on guitar and I gave up after good enough. We were not trying to show off or get everything perfect. This is just a demo song showing what these mics sound like. All the tracks were mixed using stock plugins. Hey, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, just writing a song about how you should hit the like and subscribe buttons.
You are going to mention that they should do that for other channels, not just ours, right?
It's in the bridge. And the last verse is going to be about the nerdy t-shirts we sell at our merch shop.
Oh, those are some pretty nerdy t-shirts. Well, I guess that pretty much wraps it up for the shameless self-promotion in this episode.
I think it does.
As I mentioned before, we bought the first mic as a solution for keeping our guitar amp hooked up and ready to record at all times. We bought the second one after I got tired of dealing with using a boom stand on other guitar amps during our Friday night jam sessions. We have been using it on our friend Jay's Boss Katana 100 watt amp, and it's been working great. We recently used both of them to record guitar amps at a show. In the first band, Chachuga, Jim played his Dan Electro tuned down to C, plugged into his trusty old Fender Twin Reverb. You can see and hear a video of Jim recorded through this mic if you go to his band's YouTube channel and watch the Live at Focal 6/6/2025 video. For the BURNLACKERS set, Jim switched to his custom Telecaster Deluxe while Brad played his Rickenbacker and Les Paul through his Fender Vibrolux reverb amp. Right now, the video for our original song Postcards and Souvenirs is up on the BURNLACKERS YouTube page. There's a few more songs from the BURNLACKERS set that I'm working on, so there will probably be multiple songs showing off these mics by the time you see this. These mics work great on guitar amps. I recommend using mic cables that have plenty of flexibility. I've noticed that I sometimes have difficulty getting the mics to line up properly when I use stiff cables. Some painter's tape can help. I'll probably stick some Velcro on the top of our amp to help keep everything lined up the way I want it, but most of the time, running the cable through the carry handle will do the job just fine. I'm not a fan of using these mics on drums. It's not that they sound bad, it's just that they don't line up properly with the clips that I like to use. As a kick drum mic, there was a lot of attack and high end. If that's your thing, cool. It's not really mine. I had to drop everything except 60 to 100 hertz and still got a lot of attack without the low end I was really looking for. The way we used the second mic in the middle of the kit worked out okay. It was kind of cheesy. Trying it in an overhead position above the kit might have sounded better. The mic also sounded good on the djembe drum. I was just too lazy to readjust some mic clip I have on the drum, so we didn't get the mic as close as we could have. I was really surprised that the mic worked so well on the bass amp, especially since it didn't work all that great as a kick mic. That old Fender Rumble 30 is a really great sounding amp. These mics don't sound as good as a condenser mic on acoustic guitar, but they will get the job done if you need to record an acoustic and it's all you have. Recording horns is a new thing for us. I thought the trumpet sounded really good. I'm thinking about maybe trying one of these at the next Chachuga show on Mark's saxophone. If you find yourself needing to record or mic up a keyboard amp for a show, one of these mics will work great. It's not that much different than recording a guitar amp. Overall, I'm really impressed by these microphones. At around $40, they are a great deal when you can find them. Behringer seems to have trouble keeping up with demand, so they are often out of stock. If you can find one, I suggest you get it. Although these mics really shine as a solution for recording guitar amps, they work well on a variety of instruments, including vocals, and can be a useful multi-use mic for your home recording studio. Let us know in the comments if you have any experience with these mics. What do you use them for? We couldn't get our hands on a Sennheiser E906 in time for the video, so we couldn't do a shootout comparison. Have any of you been able to do this? What did you think? We want to take a moment to thank everyone who has been nice enough to watch, subscribe, like, and talk with us in the comments. It's all because of amazing people like you that a dad and his teenage kids are able to see their YouTube channel keep growing. Until next time, have a great day.
Hello, I'm Samuel Mendoza. I used to be a dedicated SM57 shaver till my dad bought me this Behringer B 906 electric shaver. They say it's two incredibly thin, flexible microscreens and 120 cutting edges would shave as close to 57 or they'd give him his money back. I was delighted and impressed. So impressed, I bought the company. The Behringer B 906 will cost you about $40. The company cost me considerably more. The Behringer B 906 shaves as close to 57 or now I'll give you your money back.